The day a student taught the professor a lesson he'd never forget in a bustling medical school classroom. A senior professor stood before his students, a man known not just for his knowledge, but for the sharpness of his tongue. With hands behind his back and an air of superiority, he turned to one of the students and asked, "Tell me, how many kidneys do we have?" Without hesitation, the student replied confidently, "For." The professor froze. "For," he repeated, loud enough to stir the entire room. A sarcastic smile crept across his face. This was exactly the kind of mistake he enjoyed humiliating students for. He turned to his assistant and declared mockingly, "Bring some grass. We clearly have a donkey in the room." The class erupted in uneasy laughter, but before the humiliation could settle, the student calmly looked at the assistant and responded, "And please bring a coffee for me." The room went silent, stunned, angry, and feeling challenged. The professor immediately expelled the student from the classroom. The student, however, was no ordinary young man. He was Aparicio Torley, later known across Brazil as the Baron of Irarari, one of the most brilliant humorists of his era. As he stood at the door, preparing to leave, he looked back at the furious professor and said, without raising his voice, "You asked how many kidneys we have. We have 4, 2 of mine, and 2 of yours." "We is plural, Professor." The classroom stood frozen. That day, a proud professor learned an unforgettable lesson. Wisdom isn't measured by arrogance, and brilliance doesn't need to shout.